Hey guys, welcome back to Under the Radar Books. I'm Brittany and today I'm going to be doing the My Intimidating TBR Pile Tag. And I was tagged by the lovely Amanda Center. I will link her video down below so you can go check that out. If you aren't subscribed to her, please do. She's amazing. She's one of my really good friends and I love her content so much. So the first question is, what book were you unable to finish? The most recent book that I DNF'd was The Moon Dwellers. This was a YA kind of dystopian, and I just felt like it was really tropey and really repetitive, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. I read about 30 pages, and I just realized like that I just wasn't into it, so I decided to move on. Question number 2 is, what book have you not read because you just haven't had the time? And that one is going to be Special Topics in Calamity Physics by Marisha Pessl. And I read and loved Night Film so much. It's definitely up there with some of my favorite books of all time. And this was her book that she had published previously. And all I know is that this is a campus novel and it has some multimedia elements, which are both things that I really enjoy in a novel. And it is kind of a chunker, and I just don't know. I just haven't been in the mood for it, or it just hasn't been the right time to pick it up. Here's a picture of kind of what the illustrations are inside. So hopefully I will get to that at some point. Next is, what book have you picked up because it's a sequel? And this is actually one that I have read. I read this. This is the second book in the Passage trilogy by Justin Cronin. It is called The 12. And I read this right after, actually I think I got a NetGalley copy of it, maybe right before it was published. So this was a while back. And the third book, The City of Mirrors, is about to come out. And so I really want to reread this because I really don't remember much from it. For some reason, I remember The Passage a lot better than I remember this one. So I really want to reread this and kind of get reassociated with the trilogy so that I can move on to the third one. Question number 4, a book you haven't read because it's brand new. So one of the most recent books I picked up is Beyond the Pale, Folklore, Family, and the Mystery of Our Hidden Genes by Emily Urquhart. And this was recommended by Jen Campbell. I know that she really, really loved this. I believe Emily has a daughter who has albinism, and it follows her trying to research genes that are hereditary and how people have these deformities and things like that, and it just sounds really fascinating. I love reading about things like this, and I'm really trying to read more nonfiction, so I'm hoping to get to this one very soon. Question number 5 is, why haven't you picked up the book because you've read a book by the same author but didn't enjoy it? And so for that one, I'm going to go with The Water Knife by Paolo Bacigalupi. And I read The Wind-Up Girl by him. Well, actually, I DNF'd The Wind-Up Girl by him because I started it and it wasn't that it was bad. I don't know, I just didn't care about it. Like, I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about what's happening. And I just felt like I could put my time into something that I enjoyed a lot more. So anyways, I decided to DNF that, and but this one sounds absolutely fascinating. It's called The Water Knife, and kind of like dystopian meets like crime fiction, and it follows a man who's sent to research basically a huge source of water in Arizona, because water is super scarce in this world. We've almost ran out of it and people are struggling to survive, and so he's kind of like an investigator or works for some type of government agency, and so he's trying to find water, and he gets wrapped up in some sort of like underground kind of seedy environment. So it sounds really interesting and I love the cover, so I'm just gonna give it a try. Number 6, what book have you not read because you're just not in the mood for it? So that one is going to be A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. And the reason why I haven't picked this up yet is because I know that it has very mixed reviews. Some people love it and some people hate it. It's very polarizing. But that actually makes me more interested to pick it up because I want to see where I stand on it. But I haven't picked it up yet because I know it is very difficult and very graphic, and I just haven't been in the mood for something that is that dark and kind of enveloping. So I need to wait until I'm in the right frame of mind, I think, to read this one. Number 7, what book haven't you picked up because it's huge? So I'm actually going to be picking this up next week with Vanessa from Chbosky, and I'll link her channel down below. She's wonderful as well. And that is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Last year I read The Secret History and I absolutely loved it. It was in my top books of 2015. And so I've also heard mixed things about this, but I really want to give it a try because I love The Secret History so much, and I love Donna Tartt's writing and kind of that slow burn of a novel, very character driven. I'm really excited to get this one. I will be checking out from my overdrive on my Kindle because seriously, this is so huge and so heavy. I'm not going to carry this around everywhere, so I will be reading that on ebook. Number 8, what book have you picked up because it was a cover buy, but you actually have heard negative things about it now? And that is The Vor by B. Catling, and I love this cover so much. It's really, really cool. It's published by Vintage, but this is a fantasy, I want to say, but I've heard that it's completely difficult to categorize and that it's so epic and that a lot of people just don't even understand it. Even after they've read it, they just said that like their mind was blown and they just can't figure out what it's really about and things about the plot. And so that sounds really intimidating to me just because I don't want it to go completely over my head. But I am interested about it. I feel like people have compared it a little bit to the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. So I definitely will give it a try. I just think I need to be in the right place for it. And the last question is, what is the most intimidating book in your TBR pile? And I'm gonna have to go with this one. It's huge. It's called A Gentle Madness, Bibliophiles, Bibliomanes, and the Eternal Passion for Books by Nicholas A. Basebins. And this was recommended by Liberty from Book Riot, who I absolutely love, and I had no idea it was this big. But it basically follows the history of bibliophiles and collecting books and the people who are just so passionate about reading. It seems, I flicked through the pages a little bit, and it seems pretty dense, like historically, but definitely since it's about a subject that I really, really love, I think I will be able to read it and enjoy it. I just haven't picked it up yet because it definitely is intimidating to me. So that is my intimidating TBR that I have. I'm going to tag a couple people. I'm going to tag my book buddy-a-thon partners, which is Chelsea from Reading Outlaw and Rachel from Reader and the Right. So you guys, I can't wait to see your videos of this, and thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, happy reading.